Alright, so I was prepping a file for a video so I can start a build log. And as you can tell here, I got Ebolatron. I've been wanting to build an Ebolatron model for a long ass time. And finally, there is a model done by the exact same person that made the original model I used to build Yanderetron, which is right here, of course. I'll put a link to the description below for this site. But unfortunately, this model right here is kind of broken, so I had to do a lot of tweak. I had to do modifications to the original Yandere file I used. And the reason why I actually started doing this is because I originally started looking for an Oka model, because I've been wanting to actually really build an Oka model for a long time too. Unfortunately, the models I find are in some file format I cannot convert, or they're way too big, i.e., if they're above like 10 megabytes or whatnot. The program I use to build these things just crashes out and fails to do so, or they're just not correctly, or they don't look correct. I.e., they look like her, but they're not exactly like her. But there's a few models out there that look exactly like her, but are unfortunately way too big and way too complex to build. So, like I said, and I finally went back to this guy's site here, and I found out that, hey, he made a Ebolatron. So, why is it broken? Well, let me show you. You see all these little red lines, like right between the legs and whatnot? This basically means that if I want to try and connect these two sections right here to each other, there's no actual physical way to do that without modifying the paper and whatnot. And it'll take forever to build this. I mean, it will take forever. So, I decided, okay, since this model here is a near dead exact copy of the original Yandere model I used to build mine, I decided to go and see if the textures will fit to resolve this problem. Because when I bring up Yandere, you'll see there's a major difference. As you can tell, give me a second. When I go to edges, there's the only red you see is on the hair right here, and right here. And of course, underneath where the connection points are for like where the skirt ends and whatnot, and the panties end and whatnot. So as you can tell, this model right here is a lot more clean. But with that said, as you can clearly tell, both this texture here and the text. Give me a second. As you can tell, both textures fit on the original Yandere I worked on perfectly to a T. So with that said, thank God he made it that way at least. So now basically what I have to do is I'll go back and forth from these two, i.e., rebuild Yandere exactly the same way I built her originally, but with a different texture. And then when I get to the hair and whatnot, I have to forget the hair, and I have to move over to this one, and then we'll start working on the hair and the wings on this one. So basically, it's gonna be another build log, but this one's gonna be a little different to build. But at least I'll be able to build it now. So at least now I know what I need to do. I also need to find a more later file I have of Yandere, because the file I got right here is quite early into the build actually. And I'm pretty sure I got an earlier build than this a later build than this laying around somewhere. So in the next few days, I'll have another video up of me rebuilding this, and then hopefully within 2-3 weeks I'll be going on to this to the hair and the wings. So other than me not being able to build a nice little Oka like I wanted, I can build me a freaking Ebola-chan or Ebola, yeah. Like I said, I've been wanting to build this one. I've been wanting to build Ebola-chan for a long ass time. And now I can actually do so. Now, I think I have an idea how I'm going to get this to work. I'm just going to string this whole area up with a bunch of red LEDs and use some like red felt or something. I don't know. I might actually make these just print out as pure white. That way, so the red LEDs will show up correctly. I don't know. This, like I said, this is a pre-video, so I don't know exactly what I'm doing, but I do know what I'm doing right now. I'm going to kill an annoying little gnat on my screen. So yeah, within the next few weeks or next few days or whatnot, I'll have some more another video up. And with that said, within the next, oh yeah, this is gonna work perfectly. Halloween's gonna come up very soon. I absolutely need to have this up and running. I'll have Ebola-chan finished before Halloween, and I'll have her outside my house at Halloween. Granted, it's not raining outside. Because the last 2 Halloweens, it's been very windy and it's been raining. And I nearly damaged a few of my previous builds, and I don't want to risk that again. So if it turns out it's raining, Ebola-chan's going to stay inside.